us directly from Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Let's do a quick Mangalacharan and then we'll resume where we left last week in our Chaitanya Charitamrita study. Om.
The audio is very less.
Audio is less, Prabhuji. Is it better now?
Not much, Prabhu.
It's still not.
Others can confirm, please.
I am able to hear properly. I don't know about others because I'm using external speaker, so maybe it is difficult for me.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, continue.
Shamari Prabhu, audio is okay for you?
Actually, I'm near to the laptop. I have no problem. It's okay, clear for me.
It's clear, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the confirmation. So we continue. Om Madhya Dasa Jnana Jana Shalakaya Chakshurunmiltayena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Darati Swaparantikam Vandeham Shri Gurun Shri Rapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavansha Shri Rupam Sadhriyatam Sahagana Raghunatharitam Tam Sajiva Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaskati Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishvanu Sute Devi Karnavai Hariti Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacham Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachati Deshapane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavranta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Gurudev Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai 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 Shri Radhe Shyam Samved Bhaktavrindra Ki Jai 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 Shri Radhe Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for all the devotees who have gathered today to hear the glories of Lord Chaitanya and all the devotee association. Wow. A very quick recap where we were, where we've been. And last week, Prabhuji did such a great service. The way Prabhuji, and I would like to copy the mantra which Prabhuji did. Prabhuji had a great audience engagement. And I would love to do that as well, because it's very boring otherwise doing the online session without anyone else chipping in. So I have a small presentation and I will use it in between. So to start with, I will quickly share. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. I have the access to share that. So I'm going to share that. I will just request one of the devotees to confirm that you can see, if you're able to see the presentation.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hi, thank you so much, Prabhu. How are you doing? So that's where we are. The chapter 11, in Madhya lila. So of course we know that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and of course in the group here everybody would know because these sessions they go live on YouTube as well. And on YouTube we are not sure about the audience. So if someone doesn't know about Chaitanya Charitamrita, that we have Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and then moving forward the lila, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this Granth, this scripture, this book has three major sections. So the first one is the beginning, and then we have the middle, the Madhya, and then we have the end, the Ant. And we are in the middle. In the middle, there are many chapters. We are on chapter 11. In chapter 11, there are nearly 250 verses, and we are currently going to do 151 onwards. But briefly, what's been going on so far, and I tried to find out the main events going on in this chapter. So what we have done so far and what we will be doing the rest of the chapter as well. So 8 points, and if you consider 4 already being gone and 4 will come, but a lot of repetition is there. And in Guru Shishya disciple succession, we will see, I'm sure we have already noticed, that repetition is one of the key mantra. Well, we do the chanting, which we repeat, like Gauranga Prabhuji said it once, that doesn't really matter how many years you stay in the movement. It's still the same mantra you recite every day. It's not going to change. So sooner or better, it's better if you get peace with the mantra. You make friends with the mantra. Sooner you do, better it is. So here, we will see a lot of different concepts which we can apply on our daily life, going to be reflected. The way Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji interacts with the devotees. And this is what we are learning today. So, of course, the very first thing, because we are there, where we see the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji is meeting now, and what they do. It's a bhakti movement. So hardly any lectures happen. Now, in bhakti movement, once we get to that level, everything is expressing yourself, the love, the devotion towards the Lord. And it could happen in various ways. One of the ways is by dancing and kirtan. And this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji is doing, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji did during the last phase of his life. Of course, even before as well, Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji started the Sankirtan movement, going out on the street. But even after that, later it was so much focus during his last times. Dancing, Kirtan, and there's a word called Nitya. The establishment in the concept, which is you understood something and now you need to meditate on it and you just need to reflect back on it. Keep thinking about it. This is a kind of meditation that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did it at the end when he spent some time alone, which we all should do. And I think we do right in the morning when we do the chanting at least 16 rounds, spending time with the Lord. So the very first thing, Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji performs dances and Beda-kirtana. This is a place where, this is the title of this chapter as well. This is the place they used to meet all the devotees with the Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, and Jagannath Yatra has been going on for a while. So very relevant topic. Or what used to be the idea? Because if you want to do the dance kirtan, you could do alone. But it's great when you're doing the devotee association. And I was listening to another podcast of Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji's, Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji discussing Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji. And very nicely he said that, like we all know, in Shri Ishopanishad, the invocation mantra is Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Krishna is Purn. The Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, is Purn. Why he comes down? Anybody would like to give a very quick answer to that? Few. There could be few answers. Lord is food. Krishna is food. Krishna doesn't need to come and take the incarnations. Why does he come around? There could be many, many. And I don't think there is any right and wrong answers there. But it would be great to hear devotees. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, can you try to adjust your audio if possible?
I can, Prabhuji.
Come closer to the mic or
No, Prabhu. Actually, maybe Bluetooth. Maybe you can talk directly, Prabhu. Maybe you. I think you are in the Bluetooth. That also may make difference. Hare Krishna.
Is it better now, Prabhuji?
no.
No? Yeah. All right, Prabhuji. If you give me a moment, let me connect. I'm not on Bluetooth, but I could get on Bluetooth and that will make it better. Give me-
If you have a headphone, please disconnect the headphone. If you have a Bluetooth, please disconnect. Direct audio may give. Directly it will give the good sound, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I don't have either of those. I don't have the headphone. I don't have the earphone connected at the moment. And normal setup, which I always use. So I'm not sure it's the same laptop which I always use for all the sessions. So I'm not sure. It could be I'm speaking loud now because it's early morning here. So I was a bit. But you still struggle to hear?
Still, it is less, Prabhu. Maybe mobile. Maybe you are using laptop, Prabhu. You are using laptop.
I'm using laptop, Prabhuji.
If possible, you can try with the mobile, Prabhu. If possible, that may make big difference.
Sure, it will. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Give me a moment, Prabhuji.
Please, you can continue, Prabhu, till that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, I need to go away to get the device. Give me a moment. I will be back.
Prabhu, try now and see.
Hare Krishna. Is it still the same, Prabhuji?
I think so.
You think so? Is it still the same or better?
It's the same, bro. It's the same.
Is it better now, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Far better.
Perfect. Now it's perfect.
Yeah, now it's better. Good.
Now it's better. Hare Krishna. My apologies. There wasn't any need for that, but as Krishna, well, let me just put the presentation back. Hare Krishna. As Krishna desires, the interruption might have some relevance there. So, right, let me quickly recap. I was just saying that requesting somebody to share that why Krishna, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji, of course, we know Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji came down for a reason, but why dancing and kirtan? Why, what's the significance of dancing and kirtan? Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji kind of started the street party, the way we usually say here in London. Any would like to share? If nobody will say, then I will think that my voice is still low. Prabhuji, please.
You're telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu why he has danced in the kirtan, or
Yes,
or anybody or a devotee who dance in a kirtan.
yes, the significance of dance and kirtan, especially coming from Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji.
See, the significance of dancing is nothing but showing the kind of it's nothing but it's true bhakti for a devotee, because it's being automatically dance, because he will not try to dance or make him to others to dance or shake his body, shake his hands or legs or something like that. It is a feeling, it's a true love or bhakti towards the Lord, what makes him to involve in the kirtan or involve in the dancing. That's all.
Great. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. A great point there that it's not something you do. It's something which happens. And there are a lot of things in devotion. When we get into devotion, when we progress further, it's when we become instrument in the hands of Lord, then whatever Lord likes us to do. And dancing is one of those expression which happens, or we say implicit. We don't have a control over it. It automatically happens. Thank you so much. We got in the chat from Sachin Prabhuji that of course, in Kali Yuga, there isn't anything else as good as taking the name of the Lord. So dancing and kirtan, they're part of it, especially the kirtan, the chanting. Fantastic. Thank you. Why it says here is that the Lord Chaitanya did all that. Not only that, he was getting pleasure, but he wanted to spread the love and devotion among all the present. So that's the beauty of the Godhead. That Godhead came down not only to express and share the love with others, but even though Lord is Poon, Lord gets even better when Lord is in the association of devotees. So we always say that we should be in association of the devotees. And it cannot get better than that, that even Lord wants to be in the association of devotees. And that's one of the reasons that Lord comes down. Like we say, why Lord Krishna came down? Of course, to fulfill devotees, because the mother and father wanted Krishna as the little kid. But, and of course, to protect the devotees, but because Krishna wanted the association of devotees in different rasas. And hence, he came down. He took the incarnation in this the avatar. And thank you so much for that, Prabhuji, both of you who participated in there. So the next one, of course, we have seen, and this is a great pastime in this chapter where King Pratap desired, and then of course how we know the initial refusal happens. Then in this, it's there are so many learnings in there, and I think we have discussed there that how even the king cannot get the association of the Lord without the permission of the Lord. And we always say that one thing we need to have is the desire. And he had the desire. He had the desire, but still it took so long for him. Of course, Lord had different plans for him. Maybe Lord wanted to test him. So even if we have a lot of desires and nothing happens, I think we do need to understand that Lord works in different ways, and that's one of the ways, I guess. Then this is the third point. Again, in this chapter, we will see the association has been mentioned so much because lot and a lot of devotees coming. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is meeting this devotee, then that devotee, and some of the great pastimes which we have seen happens here in this chapter, where a lot of devotees' names being mentioned, and we can pick each devotee and can spend a lot more time on it, like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Rai. They both came and they highlighted how the devotion should be done. A lot of examples being given in this chapter, and of course, Lord accepted, and Lord got in, well, allowed the king to be part of it. That's another thing. Srila Prabhupada said it, that why do we go through Radhaji? Because until unless Radhaji offer us to Krishna, Krishna will not accept. So this is what we can see, that Lord sometimes will not accept the devotee direct. When other devotees they go, so Vrindavan Chandra Prabhuji, the disciple of Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj, he always say that please pray for me, because if you will pray for me, then the Lord will listen. Lord might not listen to me, even though he has been doing service for a long, long time. He is a college mate of His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Swamiji Maharaj. So they've been together since then. Of course, he is a Grihast and Maharaji is now sannyasi. But he's a senior devotee, but he always requests other devotees to pray to Krishna for his success. And this is a great learning there as well. Then the king's humility and determination, like not that once the Lord has accepted us or the devotees have accepted us, then we glorify ourselves. Even after that, it continues. There isn't anything left there. Few other things, which one of the things highlighted in green distribution of prasadam, Prabhuji shared in detail last time how that could or should be done, how could that be done, what's the significance of it. So thank you again, Prabhuji, for the last week's session. And then organization of the devotees and Sankirtan, how it should be done, because there are so many devotees. There wasn't enough place. It was just a house, and of course the temple was there, but within the temple it was just a room. How so many devotees used to come, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to organize these Sankirtan parties. It was great learning that even in that time, even when I would say the circumstances around were not favorable, because it was the Qazi who was taking care of the area. So even then we can do it. And of course, a lot of us are in Middle East. In Middle East, like I was in Saudi, now I'm back in London, in Treen. Hopefully, I will go back. But there, when we do, we have a temple, and the temple is all inside. Rented a flat, converted into a temple. But recently something happened, some neighbors complained, and we had to move the temple from that building to a devotee's house. And the interim, we kept it there. So then we were discussing that it's not new. We should not get upset, because some of the devotees were upset that why this is happening when we are praying to the Lord. But this is not new. But even when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there, then the circumstances sometimes were not favorable. So we are the devotees, and sometimes it happens. Srila Prabhupada proved it so many times in Russia, in China, and many other places. Then later on, where hopefully we will finish after 10 shlokas, Haridas Thakurji is, and he's an Namacharya. I'm sure the next devotee who will pick up will do a great service, mm, mm, glorifying Haridas Thakurji. And then at the end, we could do all the spiritual lessons and atmosphere we could create in our house, because we all, like what Srila Prabhupada said, and many other devotees following, that we all cannot go and live in the temple, but we all have the opportunity through the medium of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra to transform our houses into temple. And hopefully we can do that. The whole idea of all these sessions is to come, absorb ourselves, and improve in devotion by taking some lessons. So we all should have some takeaways. We take the takeaways and implement in our life. And that's the whole idea. So let's move on. Right, I created this, but I will just leave it there, won't discuss it. This is for if somebody would like to get inspired for future sessions. I think there's a lot we could do these days graphically, so it's more attractive not only to the devotee congregation, but to all those who might come across on live media, wherever it goes. Now moving on to our verse, which is 151. Which is more or less in the middle. There are roughly 250 verses in this chapter. 151 is in the middle. The main theme here is the Lord's mercy. And there are a few things we could see throughout the chapter: humility, devotion, forgiveness. And where the mercy comes, it's basically, we transform that as forgiveness. But humility, devotion, association, these are the main topics there. So if I just pick three: humility, devotion, and maybe association. These are the three topics we could go through, and maybe mention the highlights there, which we will see. I will stop the sharing here and go back to our Chaitanya Charitamrita. So I have it open. I'm going to share it. Right. And now, may I request someone? I hope you can see that. May I request someone else to please recite this verse for a couple of reasons, so we can hear a different voice, but also whoever will read will do a better job than me. Someone would like to. Someone would like to recite the verse, please. Text 151, which is on the screen.
निमज्जातो नन्तं भवार्णवन्तास चिरया मे कुलम् इवसे लब्धः त्वयापि लब्धं भगवान् इदानीम् अनुत्तमं पत्रम् इदं दयायः.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you for that. So I will read the translation by Srila Prabhupada ji. Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. Oh my Lord, oh unlimited one. So we did Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Oh unlimited one. Though I was merged in the ocean of miseries. This is a devotee who is saying to the Lord, I have now, after a long time, attained you, just as one may attain the seashore. My dear Lord, by getting me, you have obtained the right person upon whom to bestow your causeless mercy. So every Saturday, later in the day, we do the sessions, Bhakti Vriksha sessions, and we completed Bhagavad Gita, and currently we are doing Shri Ishopanishad. In Shri Ishopanishad, the last mantras, if you remember, from 15 to 18, they are on the mercy. First, the how to worship the Lord, how to pray the Lord. But at the end, doesn't really matter how do you pray. Even after praying to the Lord, the prayer is to get the causeless mercy of the Lord. That we cannot claim that because I have prayed to the Lord, Lord needs to give me darshan. And this is beautiful verses there as well. The last two mantras, 17 and 18 in Shri Ishopanishad, and a similar theme here. That, oh Lord, that please bestow your mercy. Not that because I have done this, but because you are merciful. And if I deserve your mercy, then please bestow your. And then the purport is there, which Srila Prabhupada has explained here. Of course, we know Bhagavad Gita 15.7, which I can recite now. Mama Vimsho Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasani Mryani Prakriti Sani Karshati. So again, very similar words to Om Purnamada Purnamidam. The living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragment parts. Right? So it's very, very clear. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with six senses, which include the mind. So the whole idea of doing the chanting is to focus on the mind. Of course, taking the name of the Lord will do everything, but we call it mantra meditation. So what does meditation do? Meditation focus your mind. Why do we need to do the mind? Because out of all the six senses, the major sense is the mind, because wherever the mind is, rest of the five senses will follow. So one of the great takeaway, which is here. Another devotee, or maybe the same Prabhuji, would like to recite the next verse, please.
Pratame Murari Gupta Prabhuren Miliya Bahirate Padi Ache Dandavat Ana.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So Murari Gupta at first. So now the new devotees. So every time the new devotees are coming in the session where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is meeting, Murari Gupta, we might have heard, at first did not meet the Lord, but rather remained outside the door, falling down like a stick to offer obeisances. Now, why? Why will you not go inside to meet the Lord? Maybe because you think you are not purified enough. And is it good to do that? Of course, later on he will able to meet. Well, in the last verse, as we say, Murari na dekhiya prabha kare anveshya. Murari lalita dhana aila bahu jana. When Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji could not see Murari amongst the devotees, he inquired about him. Thereupon, many people immediately went to Murari, running to take him to the Lord. Now, when I read this first time, I thought, and we did discuss that last session as well, that a lot of devotees, they don't take these sessions because they think we are not good enough. But I think if we think this as a service, like what we were saying last time, if we are not good at something, we should try it more and more, right? If we are not good in maths, science, English, French, German, Spanish, what we do? We practice. So all those devotees, I think, who think they are not good enough to do the sessions, to take the service, then they should be the first one to take the service, because through the medium of service, we will purify ourselves. Like what happens here, of course, devotees by nature will think that. But Lord, it's not that we are doing it for our benefit, we are doing it for everyone's benefit, because the sessions must go on, and all the devotees get benefit out of it. So thereupon, many people immediately went to Murari, running to take him to the Lord. And this is what our Prabhuji does it here as well. Nitya Prabhuji is not here, but Sham Hari Prabhuji is doing it these days, that going along, meeting to the devotees. So I think we should volunteer from our side that, okay, because I'm not good, I should try. I should get better. So I would like to do the sessions. And as you can see, it's not that hard. You just read it through, and Srila Prabhupada has done such a great job already that even if you just repeat Srila Prabhupada's words, then the job is already done there. Then the next verse about Murari Gupta ji, that, well, anyone else, or Prabhuji maybe, would you like to do the 154 verse, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please. Prabhuji, thank you.
Text 154. Trinadoi kucha murari dase nadariya Mahaprabhu age gela dainya dinahaya. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much. You show us how it's being done. Great. And that's the reason it's great listening to devotees the way they recite. And I really wish I could do it. But I'm learning, I'm practicing. Thus, Murari Gupta, catching two bunches of straws in his teeth, went before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhuji with humility and meekness. I've heard that this used to be taking the straw in teeth and going at the front of your spiritual master. This used to be the Vedic culture, especially when you meet the very first time, when you want to surrender and you need the acceptance from your Guru Maharaj. So this is another example where a devotee not only is humble, but following the Vedic culture, which we say Vedic etiquettes, which we all should do. And I will attempt the next one. Murari dekhiye Prabhu aila milite, pacha bhage Murari lagita kahite. Upon seeing Murari come to meet him, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went up to him, but Murari began to run away and speak as follows. So from 150 to 155, these verses there, this is where Murari Gupta is meeting the Lord. But now, from 156 to 160, the discussion, the conversation will start happening. In last 5 verses, there is no conversation as such. It's just the expression, what happened. But now, what they're going to speak, what they said to each other, they try to express each other now. Somebody would like to recite 156, please.
Morena chuniha Prabhu muflita pamara tomara sparsa yoga nahe papa kalavera.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Professor. My Lord, please do not touch me. I am most abdominal and I'm not fit for you to touch because my body is sinful. Hare Krishna. That's that's the humbleness. That's the height of humbleness or the deep humbleness. It cannot get deeper than that. However, I just had a chuckle because the podcast I was listening to, Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji, Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji said that, and of course, mm, Srila Prabhupada also said it there that one of the devotee when mentioned, I'm the most fallen. Prabhupada said, you are most nothing. And Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji said the same thing that we say most this, most that, but for example, most fallen devotee, we forget we are fallen devotee. We basically glorify ourselves in the most. That even if we are fallen, we are not the Tom, Dick, and Harry. We are the most fallen. We would like to glorify there as well. That's the Kali culture. But what's happening there is the pure humbleness that I am most abdominal a devotee could think. Do we think it? But again, like Prabhuji mentioned regarding dancing, it's not one of those things which we say. It's when it comes to us, we feel it that way. And when do we feel it that way? I think the two things happen. Like I will say, I'm pretty bad in reciting shlokas, especially the Bengali ones. And I feel it. Yeah? And it's evident, right? Whether I say it or not, it's true. So that's one thing which is bad in me regarding, let's say, Bengali recitation. But there is another thing, if I can recite a bit better Sanskrit verses, but there are many other devotees who recites so beautifully. I can recite, but they recite even better. So there are two separate things. One, which is not good in me, but another thing which might be good in me, but there are other devotees who are better, much better. So one is internal reflection, that where we need to improve, but then there is external, where we see the beauty of the qualities in devotees. And if we can get that, then wherever we will go, we'll see. Because of course, when we see the good qualities in others, I guess obviously, naturally, it will come. That why don't? And I feel it like when Mataji and the Prabhuji recited now. I said, how do you do it? I would love to do it. I guess it happens naturally that you would like to get better. And not that you're going to sound better, but of course, whenever I will get the service to do the class again, then I would like to recite it that way. And I think this is one of those things we get from association. Maybe this is part of the humbleness that. So when I read this, I'm the most abdominal and I'm not fit for you to touch because my body is sinful. And I thought, how somebody could get to that state? Maybe for us, it's a gradual process. It's starting from small things like the verses recital. Maybe it's one of those. If you will see 3 more verses and we will have the 10 verses completed, which is a theme, and then 161 Haridas Thakurji, which hopefully the next devotee will do next time. So last 3 verses, and I will attempt 157th. Prabhu kahe murari kara dhanyas samavarna tomara daina dekhi mora vidhana hayamana. The Lord said, my dear Murari, please restrain your unnecessary humility. My mind is disturbed to see your meekness. Now, this reminds me. So, of course, this is happening with Lord, and while so of course we've been serving for a while now, and now a while back, few years back, I did one of the sessions, and one of the Matajis later on came to me, didn't ask in the session, later on came to me and said, Prabhu, you know, all the examples we share, like Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Amrish Maharaj, first of all, they were Maharaj. They were great personalities. You give their examples and then you expect us to change. And I thought, that's a very good point. So, and then when I started following and observing all the great teachers, the modern day teachers, like Chaitanya Charan Prabhuji, I mentioned, Gauranga Prabhuji, Gopal Das Prabhuji, our own His Holiness Swayam Bhagwan, Keshav Maharaj Ji, what they all do. And I think this is a great learning for all of us. And of course, we have done teachers training. I hope most of us have done it here. That do the scriptures, but then bring the scriptures back to the everyday reality. So, for example, the Lord said, my dear Murari, please restrain your unnecessary humility. My mind is disturbed to see your meekness. And I thought that's a great point. Now, something Murari Gupta is thinking, but Lord is not accepting. Now, what Murari Gupta should do? What he thinks or what Lord thinks, whether what he wants or whether what Lord wants. This is devotion. Srila Prabhupadaji's example. The reason I said, now bring the Lord's example to Srila Prabhupadaji, because Srila Prabhupadaji happened in our time, right? Well, of course, very different than us, but not far. And of course, there are many more devotees like this. Him, well, many followers who are getting inspired by him. That Srila Prabhupadaji asked someone to go to Russia, for example. And Prabhu said, I want to stay with you. I've been looking someone like you. I found you. I don't want to leave you. And Srila Prabhupada, just like a mother, said, that would you like to do what you like to do, or would you like to do what I like to do? Well, love could be expressed the most in following what others do, what others would like you to do, right? Same thing if you think a student would like to go for the college and say, no, I will not go, I will stay here. And the mother say, well, you need to go. I said, no, I love you, mother. Mother will say, great, you love me. But express your love not just by staying with me, but following my words. Following my words. And this is where Vapu and Vani Seva comes in. Now, Guru Maharaj Ji go, I don't know how many ever increasing number of devotees, like 60, 70,000. Can we all go to Guru Maharaj Ji and do the Vapu Seva? No. To be honest, I don't think, even if I get the opportunity, I can do as great service as what the devotees are doing there. But Vani Seva, we all hear Guru Maharaj Ji. We can all follow Guru Maharaj Ji, what he says. Almost every day, despite all the odds, Guru Maharaj Ji comes online. and he delivers the session for us. We hear, we meditate on his words, and how we can transform. Great saying from Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj when somebody said, Guru Maharaj ji, you said a lot of things, but give me some personal instruction. And Radhanath Swamiji Maharaj, in all humbleness, said, all my lectures, all the instructions, consider as personal to yourself. And if we think all the Guru Maharajis, when they give instructions to their disciples, then we can think it could be for us. Of course, there could be some circumstances where they might not be implemented to all, but most of the time in devotion, the instructions are for everyone, not just for yourselves, but for everyone. So now Murari Gupta will do or should do, I guess, what the Lord wants, not what he thinks. Right, 158. Somebody would like to read 158 and 159 and 160, maybe all three together.
एतबाले प्रभु तरीरे कैल आलिंगना निकते वसना करे अंग समर्जनो. Text 159 and 160. आचार्य रत्न विद्यानिधि पंडित गदाधर गंगादास हरिभट्ट आचार्य पुरंदर प्रत्येके सबरा प्रभु करिगुण गण पुनः पुनः आलिंगिया करीला सम्मना.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you. 158. Saying this, the Lord embraced Murari and had him sit down by his side. The Lord then began to cleanse his body with his own hands. So Murari Gupta surrendered to the Lord. He didn't want to go to the Lord, but because the Lord wants him to be near, he surrendered to the Lord. Lord, whatever you would like to do with me. And this is what Lord would do. Now, if we could do, and another saying, and I just love these one sentences from these great devotees, like Her Grace Nitya Sevni Mataji from Visakhapatnam. She said that devotees are always happy. Devotees are happy what they want if that happens, because they wanted it to happen. But what they wanted, if that doesn't happen, then they're even more happier. Why? Because what they wanted didn't happen. That means what Lord wanted, that has happened. And Lord knows better than us. Lord knows what's best for us. So it's a great thing to do that. So Lord is doing. So what we just need to do, we just need to surrender to the Lord. And then there is no need even to wish for anything, to desire for anything. Well, of course, the desire will come. Now, it could be material desire, it could be a spiritual desire, and we will discuss a bit more on it. Very closely, we will summarize. But the Lord is there in our heart. Like it says in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Sarvasya chaham hriday sannivishto mata smritir jnanam apovanam. Krishna is there. Do we even need to desire? The Lord is already there. But of course, we can desire spiritually. When we see another devotee doing a great service, we can desire, oh Krishna, give us the opportunity to serve you. And then as soon as we think about it, Krishna knows it already. And I would think that Krishna would know even before we will think about it. Now, Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ji then again and again embraced all the devotees, including Acharya Vidyanidhi, Pandit Gadadhar, Gangadasha, Haribhata, Acharya Puri. The Lord described their good qualities and glorified them again and again. This is what the Lord is doing. This is what devotees love to do, glorifying again and again. And I would like to say thank you to Prabhuji. He didn't spend any time on glorification in the beginning, which I think is great, because we should save time And in that time, we should glorify the Lord together because there are so many qualities in the Lord which we can do. The next, in 161, next week, another devotee hopefully will pick up for Haridas Thakurji. I will stop the sharing here and I will go back to the presentation very quickly to summarize. And then hopefully next 5 minutes, then if in case we have any more discussion points, we can take that. So the highlights so far, if you say, the Lord's personal interactions with his intimate associates, this is what we have been seeing. The humility and devotion of the devotees, we have just noticed. The Lord's willingness to forgive offenses. But that doesn't mean that we should do the sins on the strength of the chanting. This is one of the offenses we have. And bestow mercy even upon those previously considered offenders or unqualified. Now, the time isn't there. Otherwise, I would have asked examples, but Chota Haridas Thakur and many other devotees were initially offended, but Krishna accepts once they accept their mistake and surrender to the Lord. The spiritual elevation and joy experienced through association with Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all in all, this is the essence that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is spending time with everyone. Now, not all the verses, but if we just see the first 2 rows there, the first 5 verses there, where Shivanand said a devotion and humility, Lord's affectionate reciprocation. Basically, we started with the Murari Gupta's humility, Lord's insistence on embracing and uplifting them. This is the expression, the way it gone and it was expressed. We have gone through it. We have understood it a bit better, the affection, and I will go just a couple of slides and I will just highlight. I will not read everything in there, but the 4 things here to highlight. And then the next slide is takeaway, which is very similar to it because what we highlight is what we would like to take away with us. Recognition of the service. Lord recognized everyone's service. So small or big. And we remember the example of Hanumanji and a little squirrel. And Lord Rama said that it's not how big or small, it's the intensity, the desire, the attempt to do the service. Right? And then the humility and leadership. So we all need to be leader, but rather than calling us leaders, we can call us sevaks because we would like to serve. And then even if you are humble, still we should become leaders and we should take this service. So hopefully the new devotees will come and deliver the sessions. Just because you think you're humble, just because you think you're not good enough, I think that's a great reason to pick up the service and come along and speak and recite the mantras, which we all do. Personal relationship with the divine. That when we chant, we sit down. It's a personal relationship. There is no competition there that Krishna could only, if Krishna is there with one devotee, Krishna cannot be with another devotee. This is a beautiful thing in a spiritual congregation that we inspire each other to have a relationship, re-establish the relationship with Krishna. You do it, I do it, and everyone should do it because Krishna is the only one who could have relationship with all of us at the same time. Like Krishna has, we have read in the past time in Bhagavatam, Krishna was there with 500 and 16,800 queens at the same time when Narad Muniji went. And then inspiration for practitioners. So the whole idea is to get inspired for the devotional services. Now, all right. So when I was reading it, affection, humility, devotion, and of course, each topic we can go more and more. So this is the takeaway, and I will just stop it here. We have already covered it. We have already discussed it. So I will just leave on this slide and I will open for questions, comments, or anything I might have said. If anybody would like to correct me, I'm more than happy to be corrected. And it will be great because this will purify me as well. And that's the whole purpose of delivering these sessions, to get purified consciousness, to get further in devotional service. So I seek the words of glory, not glory. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to ask anything, say anything, comment anything? I know it's a bit of a different way of doing it, but I love to attempt new things.
Hare Krishna Dandatna. Very beautiful explanation, Prabhu. I would like to add my realization after hearing this class. Mainly on the first point you mentioned about Lord's mercy. The purpose of our devotional service is actually not for advancing in spiritual life. Our purpose should not be for the purpose of advancing in spiritual life, but it should be begging mercy to advance in spiritual life. Because otherwise, what happens is a small thin line between these two. When we think that okay, I'm performing devotional service for what? Okay, I want to advance in devotional service in my bhakti. In that case, what happens is a feel of pride start developing in our heart, because we are depending on our own efforts to advance in spiritual life, which is not true. As you mentioned during the class, that Lord reserves his right to give the mercy, and what we can do is only ask for his mercy to advance in the spiritual life. In that case, there is no question of a pride here, because nothing is depending on my own sadhana, my own efforts. Of course, it doesn't mean that effort should not be there. The efforts should be to beg for mercy of the Lord, because we are so fallen, so conditioned. But today I feel that okay, I'm doing it nicely. Next moment we are gone. It's very easy to fall down, and we have seen this many times in practical life also. So the mercy part, what you are covering, I just got this realization that our all efforts should be to beg for mercy of Lord, mercy of acharyas, mercy of spiritual master, mercy of senior devotees. Otherwise, we cannot do anything on our own. When we take the class so nicely, it is not my effort. It is only by causeless mercy of my Shiksha Gurus, Acharyas, and of course the Supreme Lord, because he decided to empower me to convey the message which he is trying to give. So it is not our effort, but our efforts always should be there. So it is a small, thin, very thin line between these two. Thank you, Prabhu.
Great, Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. A great realization, and thanks for sharing it. It's so true, and that reminds me. Someone said, and it could have been Amog Leela Prabhuji, because that's his tone. That I'm not sure whether he said it, but I certainly heard it from someone. That I actually would. He said it that I actually would like to take pride. But there are so many devotees, my Siksha Gurus, who have helped me to reach where I am, that even if I want to take pride, I cannot take pride, because I am where I am due to the mercy of the Lord, the Guru Shishya disciple succession, and all the Siksha Gurus who have been there. And of course, none of us are being here until unless we had Srila Prabhupada's hard work. So, and like what we were saying, 15.15, that Krishna has said that I have given you skills, I have given you the remembrance, I have given you the knowledge. So of course, we cannot take pride in anything, because whatever we have, not only that Krishna has given us, but at next moment, all that could go. And we have seen example of Arjun himself, that Krishna was there with him. He won over everyone in Mahabharata. Krishna was gone, and the villagers, just using the sticks, got over him. So thank you so much on that, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for that point, Prabhuji. Very, very nice point.
Thank you very much, VP Govindas Prabhu, for an excellent class. And actually, the verses you have taken are very less, but very realization in that verses actually. And the presentation, what you made is really amazing. In the like a cut short with a summary relative to that verses. And as Prabhu was saying, Ramananda Kanyadas Prabhu was saying, it's based upon the Lord's mercy available to earth. Actually, we are so what you means. My state of realization is that the whatever we are doing, we have to be gratitude to our Siksha Gurus, Diksha Gurus, Srila Prabhupada. Actually, we feel that we are doing so, I mean, like a bhakti, but it is a human. That is what the life we have taken, the form of a human life. That is what, for that we have to do seva to the Lord or a spiritual master. Like, because this is a for that, but we feel that we are so much we are doing. Actually, we are doing so much, and we are a great comparatively with others, but that is not should be a feeling with us. It's our duty, because Prabhupada will be always saying, you are the eternal servant of the Lord. The relation between you and Lord is that you are the servant and servant and servant of the Lord. So because of that, that should be our motive. The do whatever the service, whatever the do service, whichever service, in which prospective you are doing, taking a BV preaching aspect, doing a like a prasadam aspect or coordination aspect, for collecting fund aspects, selling the books aspect, whatever this aspect, whatever service you have taken, that you are the servant. You are the base of the servant. You are not doing a big thing. It's a duty of your thing, which because of Srila Prabhupada, I realized this one, you have to have an aspect from his books, from the Siksha Gurus. That is your aspect. So that is the thing. And you nicely reviewed the previous verses like Guru and disciple relationship, association of the devotees, dancing in the kirtan, introduction of the devotees. Very nice points what you have. Just rewind all the things. Thank you very much, Prabhu. This is my realization. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. When you were saying, I was thinking, I don't think I've done that much, but it's your glory. You have taken more than what I have done. So thank you so much for sharing that, Prabhuji. It's your realization, and very nicely you summarized it. I think I took so much time to say all of that, but very briefly, very concisely, precisely, you summarized it all for everyone. So if anybody would like to hear the whole session rather than hearing the whole session, what you said in last few minutes, Prabhuji, that was such a great summary to all that, what I attempted saying. So thank you so much for that, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, then we pronounce. And I'm happy to share the presentation, which I said to Prabhuji once that I think all the presentations should go at one place. And like Radhe Shyam Prabhuji from Pune said it, that my goal is to create presentations and pass on. And when I do the sessions, like on Shri Upanishad, I'm doing sessions these days, I use Prabhuji's presentations. So if anyone needs, or maybe nobody needs to ask, whoever creates a presentation, I think it's great if we share the presentation in the group. And if somebody could make a great use of it, by all means, we should always have the repository keep increasing for everyone's benefit, of course, because it's like Prabhuji said, it's a mercy of the association, mercy of the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So how we can create it, if it can be on service, great. Any other point from anyone else, or we conclude it here? Yeah.